3, 2, 1. G'day guys, my name's 3Jed21 and welcome back to Danganronpa. If you guys remember from the last episode, we actually took Alter Ego to the secret room and connected him to the Ethernet, so now he can try and hack into more of the information. And now someone's at the door, so let's see who it is. The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going on? Hina just came to see me and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. No! I don't like where this is going! She said first to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Oh no. Makoto! Kyoko! Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right in the rec room. What's inside? There was a window in the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? And the locker door's open! She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. There was like a hanky on the floor or something. She's been poisoned, I think. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a lock. Oh, okay, good. Huh? Then why... It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. And there's no problem if we break in. Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. Yeah, see that? On the floor, there's a hanky there, or like a tissue. It looks like there's something on it. I can't tell if it's blood or if it's poison, but I'm pretty sure she's dead. She's like just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. That silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom! In the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two, stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair, leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob... Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... Why is she smiling? All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body, and then...
A body had been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin! Danganronpa.
Fuck, man.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. Well, there was blood on the corner there. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction. Oh god. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. My shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long... I got everyone. What? Ogre! Okay, so... right off the bat, my first suspect is unfortunately Hiro, because... Hiro was acting strange when we went to... the secret room with Kyoko. So, my suspicions are immediately on Hiro, unfortunately. It sucks, because Hiro's my favorite character, but I think it's him.
Yes, yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. I want it to be Byakuya, but I don't think it is. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began...
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say? Huh? No. Whoever killed her. And not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you! Hiro, Byakuya, Toko? One of you killed Sakura! What?
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything! Because you hated her! You hated the sight of her!
Forgive you.
One of you did it, I know it! You... know it?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad!
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer!
The
The Monokuma
file!
file! Oh, he puts more emphasis on the final part. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura?
Say what?
Uh-huh. Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again.
In
and then-
other words,
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with that little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one?
I won't forgive you.
I hate him! I hate this whole thing! Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for their mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game is already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. Byakuya, the only reason we've been able to solve all these cases, and, by the way, keep you alive, is because we've been solving the cases with Kyoko's help. So, I don't know what you're trying to achieve by excluding her. You're just gonna die. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura!
Forgive
I won't let
you.
someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid, our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say, I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let... What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
No, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you... My voice is fucked. And you, Hero? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care? That's not suspicious at all.
It's all clear.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided!
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. What?
Hey,
We have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine. I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's
Listen
killer,
to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Alright. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. Wow. It's so weird that this is the first time I've had a murder at daytime. It's so weird. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Poison. Yep. So she must have vomited back there. And the sharp object... That glass looks like one of those perfume bottles or whatever they were sitting on the counter, so she probably got hit with that.
hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. I think I know what's happened. I think Sakura got hit in the... Actually, I don't know. All I know is Sakura got poisoned. Sakura probably got poisoned by drinking something that she thought was coffee or something, but it ended up being poison. So if the door is blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till he broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies and books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh? Which I think is what this one is.
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, or something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by
In
that?
other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a
In
locked
other
room?
words,
By that, I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but really, in reality, it's generally not possible. Do you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figured that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Hey, we should probably start the investigation by talking to some characters. We already know who did it!
Won't forgive you.
Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Makoto. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually, she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I just stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Aoi, Hina. I don't know, I just keep reading the first name. This is... No fucking way in the world is this your fault, okay? Never blame yourself for this kind of thing. You are not the reason that they decided they were going to kill Sakura. That's not, like... The assumption that you're making comes too far before what actually happens, so... Yeah, it's not your fault, trust me. Hina... Is it possible not to have regrets? I know. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, and it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Alright. Whoa, I didn't notice that. Oh, wait, that was when we broke the glass window, of course. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. What fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Interesting that that was in yellow. I feel like that'll come up later. Yakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on!
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Interesting.
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. So they must have, like, hit it from behind with the glass bottle, which is one of these ones. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? Oh, so those are just labels. Interesting. So the Knight and Bishop are gone. No wait, no, that's the Bishop there. The Knight and the Queen. Interesting.
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. It's interesting that 2 of them are missing, when we only have evidence for one of them being shattered. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Shocking. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. There's the Knight piece. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Alright. Looks like we're gonna be getting a lot of evidence. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Could mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Yeah. Problem is, there's 2 missing. Huh? The locker is open, and there on the inside, it's a handprint? Or several.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left the handprint and all the dust. I think this is a secret passage.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, then they left behind us a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? And the locker was already open. Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Maybe not. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So we gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. You know. It's awful. Has the... No, I can't investigate that. Interesting. Protein zyme. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
so...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Gloss. Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. What the hell? Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. Yeah, that's really weird. Because we didn't use a protein zyme bottle to break the glass. We used a mop or something. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Don't worry, it'll come up. I hope that isn't a poison drink! The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. I don't know. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego? Shit. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from when she died? Where she died, sorry. Well, didn't we say there was proof that she had vomited up blood, right? So she must have vomited up the blood and then stumbled her way over here, right? I think that makes sense to me. Oh, really? There's much to more to investigate? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism is used in the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Which can only mean one thing. If that was the only way out, so to speak, and they closed that before we got here, then they were either still in here somehow, or there's a secret passage out. I'm assuming there's a secret passage. Can I leave now? Nope, okay, there's more to talk about. I think I just have to investigate Sakura's corpse now. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she'd also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? It would have been the poison. The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. It'd be the poison. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? I mean, yeah, that's possible, but I don't think that's what actually happened. Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? I can't agree with you if you're being fucking subtle with me like this, Byakuya. No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so. For the most part.
So then
you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I decided you'll go in my place. She decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Sure do. Alright. So... Oh! Apologies. I woke up early. I only just woke up before I started recording this, so yeah, I'll probably be yawning a bit more in this recording session. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Okay. Weird assumption. So, where's Toko? There's her room now. I press the doorbell, and after a few seconds... Oh, it's this again.
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. It means Yasuhiro was the only one that went there. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Alright. Yasuhiro, I really like you as a character. Why do you have to be the person? I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Is that my favorite voice to do as well? Like, he's probably one of my more accurate voices. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that?
Could it be...
What? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Her special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ober told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? When he met with her in person. Oh, well, she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. How
about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. Yeah, right. How coincidental. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Okay, so everybody's fucking denying it. Jesus. Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogu was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hear what's feeling around his pockets.
Hey, come on!
How convenient. Ugh, sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Fucking hell.
Huh?
Ah! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again, and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just got a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went, so, well, if you'll excuse me... Why does it have to be Hiro? I like his character. Dan is gonna be fucking traumatized by this. He loves Yasuhiro as well, because he's basically just an anime version of himself. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. It's the exact same rapper, so... Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Well, I feel like the most important part will be the chem lab, so let's get the less important part out of the way and go to the rec room. Oh wait, shit, that's the further away part. Here we go.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro told me.
I see.
There's a lot of T's in that. I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look over them one more time. Interesting. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. What the heck? Huh. Interesting. This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey.
I wonder if the person who put it back in there did it, facing the other direction, like, Sayaka did with her message. If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through. Man. They really are trying to pull it again, aren't they? This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message. See, I'm not so sure about that. I have a feeling Hero wrote it, or actually no, the handwriting isn't quite. Although in the last case, he did mention that he's not smart enough to consider changing his own handwriting, but he probably did that now. I don't know. I just don't think it's Toko.
However,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled, she's the killer for sure. Don't be so quick to assume, Hina. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. It makes it that much more suspicious, I think it might have said. I might have misread it. Or maybe it was actually typed incorrectly. Who knows? Monokuma bottles, huh? I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Correlation. Hey Kyoko, can you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree? I'm pretty sure it's the fact that the queen piece is missing.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then...
Huh, interesting. Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Oh, it was Kyoko. Is everything ready? Well, let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The bottles. The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles is still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done. Well, I already understand.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words...
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else can really affect the weight.
So then...
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and
So
there.
then...
Okay then, let's give it a try. It should be heavier. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words...
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together,
Hey,
and I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? That's all on you. Someone picked up all the bottles, found the heaviest one, and used it to hit Sakura. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there are still some times... I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then, how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. So, say she's a fucking ultimate investigator, clearly. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Gold coating? For shoes?
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on the instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Weird. Yellow powder.
Hey,
Is it like crumbled up powder of the candy? Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that is incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. Hence why there are 2 bottles missing. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There was absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Very interesting. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. There, I finished examining all the things Kyoko mentioned, and I did find some new clues. But when it comes to the locked room puzzle, I'm still totally clueless.
Hey,
Oh, I just remembered. There was something I wanted to tell you. I saw Byakuya in the chem lab when I went to go get the scale. I didn't want to deal with him, so I took great pains to sneak in and out without him noticing me. And
so...
if you haven't checked out the chem lab, you should probably do that since I couldn't do it myself. You know, the protein can we found at the murder scene must have come from the chem lab. I think you're right. I should probably take a look around the area. Alright, let's go. Let's go investigate it. I know all the instruments in this song. I know all the instruments in all these songs are actually just like MIDI keyboards, but I don't know, I like it a lot. And also, yes, I can see the poison on the floor. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Fuck you. Oh, okay, this is how I get to investigate this stuff. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. It's clearly poison. And someone has stepped in it already. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Chem C4. Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at this point, this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
So, in other words...
That's right, it can only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. These are footprints? They're only in front of the front shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I drew up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this... Interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
Certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes, and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. Let's see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Too big? Interesting. You'd think Byakuya would have... Oh, sorry, not Byakuya. You'd think Hiro would have bigger feet than me, being taller than me. So either he has feet that are small for his size, or it wasn't him. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Oh! Sorry. And these prints are a really valuable clue. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. Oh. So all that means is that Toko was in the, like, if the footprints are Toko's, Toko was in the lab when it happened. So, doesn't really mean anything, does it? I don't think Toko is the murderer then. Okay. This shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals, all with Chem C in the name. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How long have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. I don't think you have to be ignorant to not know about reagents. You just need to have not done chemistry.
What?
Oh shit! Isn't that kind of something? That's all it said. What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? Fine. The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. What the hell? Chem C9 is in there. Why? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with letter A and a number. No, not. But wait, there's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A is dietary supplements, Section B is reagents, and Section C is lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. What concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. Yep. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? Oh. Okay. So, who knows, it could still maybe have been Toko or Hiro. Those are my 2 main suspects at the moment. There's definitely something going on there. Okay. Wait, is that it? We're done with the investigation? Holy crap. I wasn't expecting that.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the 1st floor of the school. See you soon.
Oh boy. Is it time already? But we're right in the middle of figuring out this locked room mystery. I'll have to try to tie up all the loose ends at the class trial. No, I absolutely will figure everything out. How much time have I left on my timer? Oh, I thought it's like 22 minutes. Damn. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery!
What?
What the... Oh, I just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed!
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body, XD! This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed!
For example, you have 100 friends. He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait!
Now then, please go in the elevator! I'll see you all down there! What the hell is that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys! How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
Or, I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough, because there can be no doubt. One of us is the culprit. The killer. The one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? Let's go. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. Okay, just before we start this case, since I have like 20 minutes left in the episode, I'm going to keep going. And for the first time since the first murder case, we're actually going to include the investigation part with the trial part. So that'll be cool. But yeah, let's keep going. The doors open once again. Whoa, what the hell? What's all the Egyptian writing? Or hieroglyphs? Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few! You must be so lonely! You say it like it's not your fault that we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then!
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. It's gonna be so damn empty. And so the curtain opens for the 4th time. We all know this. We've read it before. We can just skip over it. We're so sick of it at this point. Alright. What new skills do I have? Cool and composed. Stays your aim a little. Okay, I probably want that at some point. That's a good... the focus gauge decreases more so during concentration and fever time. I don't really use the focus gauge, so I'm going to get rid of that one. We'll get cool and composed. Increases bullet capacity. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to equip that one. Okay, that's what I'm going to... Let's read the text at the bottom. Multiple suspects. Murder in a locked room. If anyone was likely to survive it, it was Sakura. And yet, she's dead. Let's go. Class trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic... If you can, I'll... Now then! Where to begin?
I just skipped all that text because we've already freaking heard it before. It's at the beginning of every freaking trial.
We already know who did it.
No, we don't, Owie.
Whoa! Deja vu!
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Alright, let's see what we can disprove here. Make your argument!
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it?
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Some concrete reason why Hina suspected those 3 specifically. I'm sure she's mentioned it before. Okay.
It was one of you. One of you killed...
And what reason did...
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That doesn't...
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's
Damn it,
low.
I missed it.
That's about as low as you can get. It was one of you killed...
And what reason did...
Because you all had a... You hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low.
Oh, so
That's about
close!
as low as you can get.
Why is it so hard?
And what reason, dude?
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make it.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low.
Ah!
That's about as low as you can
I'm
get.
trying. I really am.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason, dude?
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low.
I'm so sick of
That's
this,
about
man.
as low as you can get.
It's so hard to hit.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason, dude?
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Yes, thank you.
No, that's wrong.
I didn't do it all the way on the right. Jeez.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Alright, let's keep going. Pocket trash! Hero! That's you, man.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw...
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, it's not looking good for you, Hero.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
No.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
How convenient. What if what Hiro said can't be right? Because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... when Sakura got the candy.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was...
That's incredibly sus.
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
Because he's guilty.
Well, we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious! It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message!
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Funny you mentioned that. It's almost as if you planted it yourself.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. When Kyoko found the magazine with a dying message in it, it was...
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense!
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Hiro, you are pretty silly, that's really dumb of you. Okay, I'll stop.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No. He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body. Oh shit.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying mess when Ogre's body was discovered.
What? Oh shit. I said I did the wrong thing. Okay.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I think I have to absorb the magazine shelf.
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was...
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense!
Okay, I think this will work now.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
There we go.
No, it's wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it. After we'd begun the investigation, and you weren't at the murder scene. So there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it?
Because you probably wrote it.
All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
I'm sorry, Vienna sausage?
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Exactly.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Yikes. Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh. The moment of truth. The bullet time battle thingy.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occultist bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occultist bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occultist bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
Okay, good.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Nice. Did pretty well there. I just had to remember to reload.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself.
Exactly.
That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Whoa, we just straight up fucking confessed to it. What? Is this gonna be the shortest trial? What?
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But Why would you write something like that?
To pin the blame on Toko.
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape.
That sounds to me like she was gonna kill herself.
So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head.
But where'd the other one go?
I hit her from behind, before she had any idea what was happening.
What about the second
Then
bottle?
she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that.
What about the second bottle?
Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
Did Hiro really do it? Ooh, I actually don't know because he's confessing, but he's completely missed the fact that a second bottle was used. So I don't know if it actually is Hiro.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain, and until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message, it doesn't make sense. What he would have had to do after writing the message. I'm a bit confused. Is it why the magazine was hidden? Oh man, I don't know. I've thought it over for a little bit, and I think it has to be why the magazine was hidden, because why didn't you use Sakura's finger? I mean, we've established that Hiro isn't the most intelligent person, so, you know, I don't think that's relevant. Why he picked Toko? It's obvious why he picked Toko. He picked Toko because she can become Genocide Jack. So he probably thought, oh, she became Genocide Jack and killed him. But that still doesn't make sense because she only kills it a certain way. So like, it's definitely not why he picked Toko. But if you think about it, if the magazine was hidden, that kind of destroys the point of trying to pin the blame. Because if you want to pin the blame on somebody besides you, why didn't you just leave the magazine out in the open? Right? So I think it's why the magazine was hidden.
I got it!
Ooh, okay, good.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well,
I'm actually starting to think maybe, just maybe it's Byakuya, because he likes making murder cases more complicated than they need to be. And that would be totally something he'd be up to doing, hiding the dying message.
I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Exactly.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
It kind of destroys the whole reasoning that it could only be Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro, right?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Would it be a Toko?
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Well, Byakuya would hide it because it made the investigation more interesting, but whatever.
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
It turned out Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
So it must have been a case of... it must have been a case of Hiro hit Sakura on the head with a glass bottle and then ran away. And then Toko was in the chem lab, or whoever it was in the chem lab when it happened, spilled the bottle, and then decided to use the poison on Sakura when they went to the rec room and found out Sakura wasn't actually dead yet, is my theory. I could be very wrong, but yeah. That's where I'm going with this. Sorry, I forgot to check. I forgot to set my timer. I'll do that real quick. There we go. Okay.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
And I know exactly where I'm going to be pursuing.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
And be completely honest.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer. And I have to prove that. Okay, dope. I'm really glad Hiro isn't the killer. Oh boy. Might have to absorb a bullet here.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
Maybe I can get rid of this bullet. Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure, but this doesn't end there. There's something else about
I didn't
the
want
food
to,
that he
but
said.
I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind.
That sounds so bad out of
You
context.
only hit her once.
I hit her from behind.
Yeah, just once.
Damn it, that's not it. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have to reevaluate this.
I didn't want...
Okay, I'm just gonna reevaluate this because I get really, really stressed when the timer is running, and I just, If it's not the status of Sakura's body, then what other evidence... Hang on, can I, like, check my evidence?
want to, but I did it.
Oh, Koga's examination summary. Because that was how she...
And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. You only hit her once.
Yeah, just once.
Sweet.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Good stuff.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on! How could think you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Yep, the second bottle was missing.
There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
Because they're all based off chess pieces.
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Yeah. The correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. That connection must be... It's the outfit that the Monokuma figure had inside each bottle. Inside each bottle is holding, sorry. Hangman's Gambit. Is it going to be knight or... chess piece, I think.
Now I understand.
Boom.
That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you
Where's
don't
the
know
queen?
too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
I kind of have to agree with Hiro on this one. Shogi is a lot more complicated, but I think it's a lot more enjoyable because there's way more variety in shogi. Like when you've spent all your life knowing just chess and then you go and play shogi, you're like, whoa, this is a lot more complicated. There's a lot more stuff you can do. It's really, really cool.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, when the bottle was missing, it was excited? It was broken.
I got it!
Yeah.
The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there are 2 separate wounds.
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
Oh right, the fact that... So that's why it weighs a bit more. Okay, yep, that makes sense.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than 1 bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime, but someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles. along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attacker. Some bowling aficionados!
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
Because he thought he did!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Wait, what?
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about this, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
Why did you leave this until now? You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element? Are you kidding me? So far, you've probably been pressing the triangle during your final stroke without a second thought. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet. Okay, well that's not too bad. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the L1 button. Or select the debate. If your logic difficulty is kind, you'll have fewer bullets. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? You're about halfway through the game now. Excuse me? Halfway through the game when there's only this many people left? What?
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie!
Okay.
That's enough!
This should prove it.
Whew, that was close. Okay. I think I almost ran out of time there, but I got it in time.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Just like you did.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Please don't tell me we're gonna have a double bluff.
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
And then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around,
She was still alive.
there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines.
Oh.
I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean... Oh god, here we go.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
Well, see, now I really don't think it was Toko, because Genocide Jill wouldn't kill like that.
My fault! Master's fault! When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights!
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories, so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me away. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see...
And it was Sakura.
Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Absolutely.
Hey, come on! That's... you know...
True.
But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good!
So that's good? Kept talking like that, and Hina's
Well
gonna...
then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
I don't think we should do it yet. Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Funny that Byakuya stops.
Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
Yeah, the powder isn't involved yet. It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... What the hell? It's gonna be the yellow powder, right? Surely.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
So if the second shot from Toko is what killed Sakura, then the problem is, where did Sakura die? It was on the chair, right?
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me!
I think I'm dumb, because This is getting really, really hard for me. Fuck. Okay, do I have to absorb something, or is this all the evidence I need? I'm just trying to think. Like, what evidence... Do I have to absorb anything, or do I use the 3 bullets I have right now? So, okay, status of Sakura's body would be the first time we investigated her body, right? So that would be when she was sitting in the chair. Well, I mean, she obviously was sitting in the chair both times, but, like, she was in the chair when that happened. So... I want to say... I think I have the right truth bullet. I just have to pick which statement.
I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up!
Is it this one?
I killed her there in front of the shelf!
It is it! Okay, good.
No, it's wrong.
Thank goodness. Alright.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
Yeah, because she would have just died on the floor.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
No, Allie.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf, the blood stain on the body. Oh, sorry, on the floor.
I got it!
That's so weird.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
No one can move Sakura.
All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
This is ridiculous.
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room.
Yeah, it still hasn't been explained
yet.
yet.
To be explained.
That's ridiculous.
Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because... I saw it for myself? It was empty.
I got it!
Yeah.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
That's whack.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
The poison.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? Alright, let's get this poison out of the way.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Wait, what? Come on, Makoto, don't climb up now. Wait, I got it wrong?
What was it that killed Ogre?
Can I...
It wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack. Then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
I don't see anything I can absorb. And Owie's account doesn't make any sense, so...
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Didn't mean to press that.
No, it's wrong.
That's weird. That's the first time I've used the Monokuma file for as evidence. Whenever that comes up, I always thought you're supposed to
According to
absorb
the
something.
Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottle, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
So are you.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
The poison.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone, quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements, I'm positive.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Holy shit. I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever. Yes, eh? Someone put the protein drink inside that bottle, and the poison inside Sakura's protein bottle.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein? Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely the poison must have been in... Could it be? Absolutely. Wait. Hang on a minute. What the fuck is this trying to spell? What the hell? What? What is up with this spelling? That is really, really weird. I know what the... Oh, wait, I think I know what it is. It's protein drink, right? Okay, cool.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched, so the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it!
Easy.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Yep, it's the footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Hina.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep.
Oh no. Okay, so there's two possibilities here. Either for some fucking reason Hina decided that she was gonna kill... Oh no, no, it can't be that. It's the fact that somebody swapped the bottles, and Hina gave Sakura the protein bottle thinking it was protein when it was actually poison. Oh. So, okay, Monokuma's gonna have to clear this up then, because Hina did not intend to kill her, and it wasn't her plan. So surely whoever actually did the swapping still gets considered the blackened, right?
I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Check the footprints against his. His footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No. Okay, let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
I think it's a bit bold of you to assume that they were sneaker footprints, but you seem to know what you're talking about, so I won't question it.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
Just could be saying that it could only be one of them two, right?
You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink, but when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it. All at once.
Wait. Oh my god. She really did do it.
And then...
Hold it!
Oh, thank god. Coco coming in with the Phoenix Wright quotes.
I'm not convinced.
Neither am I.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
Which I think is exactly what you're trying to do here, Byakuya.
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves, just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
Neither am I.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Exactly.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
No, Hina did kill her, but she wasn't the one that swapped it.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
I don't know.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was...
And also, take into consideration, Byakuya is the one who got us on this line of thinking.
I was just... nervous. So... I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
I love how this entire case is a lot like the Reykjavik confections. Not confections, what the fuck? The Reykjavik confessions. There was this unsolved murder in Reykjavik, Iceland, and they were so desperate to find out who was responsible for the... I think it was the disappearances. I don't know if they ever actually found the bodies. But they got all these people together and basically put them in solitary confinement until they confessed. And they all confessed. And so we don't really know who really did it, because it was a mishandling of justice. We don't know who the hell actually did it. And in this case, everybody's just getting pinned for it and thinking they did it when they didn't actually do it. It's so fucking weird.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
It clearly does.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Except for you.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right?
And she said she dropped the poison, which doesn't make any sense. So the poison's all over the floor and you just scraped it into the bottle? And second of all, if you went from Section C to Section A after spilling the poison, then you would have made footprints leading from Section C to Section A.
Meaning you went from Section
Yeah,
C
exactly. There we go.
to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
See, the fact that Byakuya isn't going, oh, wait a minute, he's on the right track, I see what he's talking about. The fact that he's denying it makes me think he's the killer. And can I just say, fake, if it is Byakuya, fake fuck, I am sick of him. How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Let's go. I'm excited. Let's do this. Footprints in the paddle, I mean to absorb something.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
I think I need to absorb
And
that.
that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
Maybe I shouldn't have absorbed it.
First I went to Section C.
Let me get rid of this bullet.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C.
Yes, there we go, good.
No, it's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
She said she just went from Section C to Section A. So I didn't know if I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Which proves that all she did was grab the protein drink thinking it was protein when it was actually poison. Boom.
Well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
You're definitely guilty,
And the
Byakuya.
footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Excuse me?
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
So Choco's just pulling an Edgeworth. It's like, oh, by the way, updated autopsy report. That's basically what she's doing
Are
here.
you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
Oh, what?
Did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison
Oh,
you gave me.
yeah.
I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of
It had
glass?
sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it, huh?
Me?
Those are the glass shards. The glass shards that were underneath the bottle. He planted the bottle there.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in this bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something the same shade of blue.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, Section A.
I got it!
Yeah.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked, there's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Oh, are we, Byakuya?
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked, but how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
Because it was on top of the glass.
We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
I love hearing him so angry.
How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. Oh, I love that Byakuya is so angry. It must be the empty protein drink, right?
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room.
Wrong!
No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it.
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched. And as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
That's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why.
Sakura was trying to kill herself.
The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle.
Because she said time to end it when Hiro was in the room. When she said time to end it, or whatever the exact quote was, she wanted to kill herself.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was?
So does that mean Byakuya actually isn't the murderer? Damn, that sucks.
Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been... I don't know, was it Hina? No, okay.
Shoot!
No, okay. So it must have been Sakura then.
I got it!
Right, okay.
I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Man, we are really doing these bullet time battles a lot, aren't we?
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong!
Okay, what do I do? What do I do?
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
Oh, it's the only one. Okay, cool.
This should prove it.
Yeah, that explains why the yellow powder was on her foot, because she broke it.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura? The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room? There's only one way to explain it.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course.
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath.
And that's exactly why she was smiling when she died.
And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
Wow.
When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. Right.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Right.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body.
True.
The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence. And yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Whoa! What? I couldn't have possibly done that! I mean, I know he's talking about the fact that he made it, that Hina made evidence to make it look like she was the one who was guilty, while Byakuya made it look like Toko did it. But like, why are you so surprised?
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Time to vote. Oh wait, we gotta do close the argument first. Okay, so... what have we got? Wait, no, I think that's her hiding in the locker. I'm gonna need a minute to get this. Well, Toko did it first, so I think it has to be this one, right? Or is it... No, she's already swiveled around, hasn't she? I don't know. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll just leave it there for now. Then that one. Then this would be her like this, right? I think so. That makes a little more sense now. And then she put the magazine in. Then she saw Sakura. I mean, sorry. Well, yeah, she did see Sakura. Genocide Jill comes out and smashes the queen. Where's the queen? Sakura still wasn't dead. Is it this one or... Oh wait, no, it has to be this one. And then she took... Is this it? I hope I'm right.
You! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Okay, that one's right. Good.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko, she got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Okay, good.
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room.
So
next
Hiro
to arrive
the
was
first
Hiro.
attacker.
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
Damn. It's crazy.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Nice. Wow, so the Blackened was the same person who got killed. Damn, there were a lot of sections to this case. Hey, hell yeah. 100 medals! Woo! Sweet.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be... Will you make... What's it gonna be?
We already know. It's Sakura.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire...
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
You know, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. Oh, that's rough. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why...
You should have been the one to die!
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean... You're gonna take all of us with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate, so instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. Holy shit. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me...
I can't forgive this!
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura... Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them. Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you...
Hina.
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura... She clearly believed... She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
Huh?
I'm
so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized... I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in, please open the door!
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she'd felt it. That's weakness, that's normal. And yet...
Why?
You all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. We killed her. All of us. Look, I don't want to break the moment, but... I didn't. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but...
Hey!
It's just taking so long! I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words...
But what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this? Lost Testament? Excuse me?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious? A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad!
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
Holy fucking shit. This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... You lied to me?
Unbelievable!
Don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy, I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
And
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey! Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on!
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Give me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed!
Okay, jeez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. And now it's the narrator's voice. Well, okay. My good friend Hina. Wait, I'll just read it in Sakura's voice. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura had that fight.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course! Because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
It's so fucked up.
Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us?
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much. No normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry. But please, don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way that I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else, no matter what. Just survive.
Jesus.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, how death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly hit the big one.
Too bad.
Hit the big one, sorry. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
Huh? First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Huh? Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. What? Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you. Nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go! But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other! He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. What?
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in the game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it. What? What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the Mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone, hey. Well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you
It's
guys?
the moment you've all been waiting for! Punishment time! Excuse me?
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead! You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no! Just because the Blackhead is dead doesn't mean I can't just sub in whatever else student I want! Did I tell you? I'm very particular about the Bear Times 1 rule.
Listen up!
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Yahoo!
So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
What the fuck? No! He found out about Alter Ego. Excavated destroyer. junk! Whew, that really took it out of me. Maybe we'll go grill a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Frilled, broiled, give me a fried, broiled, give me a braid. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it's at.
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him!
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up! He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend! And you killed him! Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things? Even, like, laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find out things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally? No, I knew about it from the very beginning! I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew when you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, you know, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better.
very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're super mad, like just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note. Huh? Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ear for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like to tell you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the Mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the Mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid! It's to get back at you all you for hardening your resolve! Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Like I never let any of you greaseballs have it. But...
Too bad!
Sucks for you, loser! Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note! And let me just say this to the Mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what. And that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you? Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. The Mastermind did something to us? I think I know what it is. I think he's fucked with our memories. Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Ooh.
What? Answer me, what did you do to my body? The Mastermind did something to our bodies? What are they saying the Mastermind did? What did the Mastermind do to us? I mean, did the Mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
But...
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But, Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? And how about you make that the last one? I haven't reached the point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did you just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball, because you are! Sleazeball. Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse give and take. Me! I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms and before long, night snuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it. Down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Kia. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Kyoko?
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door... It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey.
Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock. In the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? I think it's pretty clear. It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor?
So...
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. The data center on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Alright. I'm gonna have to end the episode here, guys. This is getting, like, really long. I wanna find out what's going on here, but I'm gonna have to stop it for now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Wow, that was one hell of a trial. And to think that he knew about Alter Ego the whole time and used Alter Ego as the person he was going to kill. Oh man, that's fucked up. But anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.